Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in this video we're gonna check into the week that we are just entering into, and of course within the live stream, there are gonna be readings for all 12 star signs as well. There are gonna be 3 readings giveaway, so 3 free readings for some of you. But before that, let's just check on how things are gonna be general. Hello, Seda. Welcome to the stream. So let's check on the collective or the cumulative reading for the week itself, just to see what kind of an energies we will have to face throughout the week itself. Angela, welcome to the stream as well. Uh, it is. Well, yeah. Well, if I am healthy, I do consider that things are well. So for now, it seems that I am healthy. Nancy, welcome to the stream as well. So checking on the collective, and within this collective reading, I'm going to explain you the spread that I'm using. It's something that I do use all the time. But for anyone who is new, I think that is going to be interesting. So the first card here describes the topic. We do have the Three of Cups. The second card does shows up the let's say unpleasant stuff around, meaning that is what would hold us back. This card shows up what will slow us down, and so on and so forth. So we do have the High Priestess here on that position. The third one does describes what will help us, or things which are going to allow us to excel. In that particular case, that will be the Seven of Pentacles. And the final one, which does describe the overall result of the week, that is to be the Chariot. So it should be a great week, guys, because by the result, or by looking at the result, which if we just go by keywords with those cards, it seems that the result of the week is going to be a triumph against the odds, and that triumph is going to make us quite proud of the job we did in general, whether it is job within the career or job within our relationships, because sometimes relationships also does require some kind of work being exerted in it. And judging by the Seven of Pentacles here, it seems that we are to be quite, the word is not cautious, maybe careful with what we do, so we don't do anything that is going to waste resources from our behalf, meaning that at the end of the day, regardless of how things turns out, it doesn't look like that we are to regret decisions we do, nor actions that we are to incorporate into our situations in generally, career-wise and relationship-wise. Now, the only thing that really kind of like stands out as how can I put it into words, let's say negative aspect from the week, comes from the High Priestess here on the second position, and to the Three of Cups as a topic. To me, these two cards speaks only one thing, and that is when you do listen to the wrong person advice. That is no different than people who doesn't know what you are going through to kind of like give you advice what you should do, right, about your current situation. So it's very important that throughout this week, you, we, me, everyone kind of like listens to themselves first and foremost, and find, how can I put it into words, find resolution to their concerns by themselves. By the way, how can I put it, throughout the week itself, we are to find, let's say, followers. Okay, so no matter what your opinion is, no matter what your resolution is, no matter what's kind of like decision you want to make, you always, or we always, are gonna find people to support us regardless of the decision, resolution, site, etc. And finally, it's a great week to relate emotionally. Okay, so it will be a week where we will benefit a lot if we spend more time with friends, if we have somebody to date. That is also going to be a great experience for us. If we do have something to share as well, whether bad, whether good as well, we can share it with friends, because throughout the week it seems that shared happiness is going to be double happiness, and shared pain is going to be half of the pain. Hello Anna, welcome to the stream. Hope you do enjoy the show. uh just to warn you guys about relationships throughout the week, because we do have the cards in such an arrangement. If you do happen to end up in a relationship throughout this week, and don't take this one wrong, okay? The relationship may kind of be forged or formed, so to speak, a bit prematurely, meaning that you do enter into it without knowing enough about the partner that you are entering in that relationship with. Now, that's not necessarily bad. It shows that you, at the very least, you are going to be surprised at some point into the future from the person that you do enter in a relationship with. So here, while the right move is just to wait it out and get to know the person better, going into it and making it also, it's not that terrible of a move. It is just you gotta be prepared, to be flabbergasted at some points into the future. Right, so that was for the collective, and now we are gonna jump into the star sign readings. So starting up from Aries, we're gonna end up with a Pisces. So I'm gonna do the star signs into order, and after each 4 star signs I'm going to announce a break, and within this break one of you guys is gonna get a free reading from me. In order to do that, or in order to participate, to qualify, if you will, I can't find a better word, and that's all that you gotta do is just stick around up until one of these breaks, which are 3 in total within the live stream. Ask a question whenever that break is announced, and I will pick one of the questions and we'll perform a professional reading on that question. Other than that, anyone who supports the channel, the stream, what I do through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And as well, up until tomorrow, there is a sale running, which allows you to, if you go for the service answer to a question, you get to be answered on 2 questions instead of 1. Okay, so you can ask 2 questions in your email rather than just only 1. And as well, up until the end of this week, if you do want to go for the monthly reading sale, it's also available. You can find more information about it into the description down below of the live stream. So let me finish here the shuffle, and let's see how things are going to turn out for Aries, that is. Right, so for Aries, the first one that is going to be, hello Ellie, welcome to the stream. So for Aries, the first one that is going to be Temperance, followed by 2 of Swords. Moving next, that will be the Knights of Cups. And the final one for Aries, that is going to be the Queen of Swords. All right, so these 4 cards here. I do want to draw 1 additional card to the Knights of Cups. So let's check it out. The Hangman, right? So these 2. And these 2 cards here, Aries does speak about a person who is willing to wait you out. Now that the individual completely understands that the time you both living in right now, or the situation which you are having in between you two, whether it is a business situation, whether it is a situation with a romantic incentive, it's kind of like not ideal, and that's at best, okay? and they are kind of like understanding that with time things are gonna get better, or at least that's their wish, that's their, how can I put it into words, that's their dream, and they are willing to wait out that dream. Now another thing about that person as well, it is that they will help you to see things in a different way. So to me that speaks that that individual is gonna help you to kind of find a different perspective upon things. So throughout the week itself, things which you do not understand, let's say that way, you may end up seeing where they're coming from, what is the issue out there, and as well what is the solution as well. For those who do have romantic incentives, you need to know that that person does not play around, and they will, when the time is about right, they are gonna make their move towards you. So pretty much that is something that you don't have to put too much effort into for them to kind of like approach you and express their say their feelings, say their emotions. But again, that will happen, how can I put it into words, in a very tiny window of opportunity, again, because they do not see things being as perfect as they could be. Other than that, hold on a second, other than that, for you Aries, that is a week where you should kind of like start doing stuff. Now we do have the Two of Swords here into the second position, okay, and that card speaks that right now things, well, right now loitering, it's no longer an option, or rather like stalling is no longer an option. And if you do try to stall things around, very soon the equilibrium you're sitting in is going to pretty much be destroyed, and thus you are to find yourself being a victim of the circumstances. Now, instead of you waiting for that time to come about, you gotta make your move. And throughout the week, you are to find the right measures. I don't know how to explain it. You are to find the right measures to all of your situations, how to do your job, how to address a certain person, you know, how to behave as well when it comes to certain interactions, relationship, how to make people respect you as well. And that will make your week being dappled and suffused as well by a solidarity, compassion from other people. What do you call it? It's not exactly support, but when people, they may not agree with your choices, they may not agree with your view, but they do not hate it either. It's like, you know, you do your stuff, they do their stuff, and you don't interfere with one another. You don't create any plights for a one another. And with such a behavior and with such a drive, it seems that by the end of the week you will find yourself pushing your things through, whether they are career wise and whether they are relationship wise. So bottom line here for you Aries, it is that should you be striving for something, say, you know, you're trying to find a job, or you're trying to push a project, you're trying to push even an opinion, if you will, should you not be idle about it, it seems that you will push it through. Either way, you will find a job, you know, you will push the project or the opinion, or kind of like convince somebody, whatever you are trying to do, you should stop loitering, hoping that, you know, things are going to become obvious on their own accord, and instead do something about it. And throughout the week, like I said, you will find the right way to approach the situation. Mattia, thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you, Mattia. As usual, make sure that you do stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the week. Hold on. Right, so that was Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. You're welcome. Cheers. All right. For Taurus, first one, that is going to be the Eight of Wands. Well, that's all right. I mean, you can watch it tomorrow. Just navigate by the end of the stream, and you will find your reading. You will find your reading. Hey, Empress Queen, I didn't saw that you showed up. Well, right. So Five of Cups. It is the second one. Moving next, we do have the Princess of Swords, or that is the Page of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be the Page of Wands. The additional card to the Page of Swords, that is going to be the Devil. Okay. Wow, all right. So Taurus, you feeling ignored? Don't be. Wow. It didn't happen that way. I just saw your name and, did it spontaneously. Anyway, Taurus, there will be, there are going to be a person here. Let me show you. All right. This one, the Page of Swords with the Devil that we have. So this person which is within your environment, most likely a very good friend of yours, or it could be, for example, your wife that really don't like how you handle things around, primarily within your lifestyle. Or bottom line is that is person who is rather, I would say, displeased with the way you handle stuff around, and they will truly gonna put fire under your heels for you to do something about it, for you to change. I mean, the whole interaction with this individual is not going to be pleasant by a large margin. It's just you will feel very oppressed, let's say it that way. But at least according to my cards, what they are truly saying you, it's kind of true. I mean, you can make a lot of improvements if you do stop doing things which you do find good. For example, drinking a lot, okay, or for example, eating a lot. That is just, for example, you will see what the issue is whenever that person shows up. So pretty much it's a week that is going to be full of criticism. Now this criticism is going to open up a lot of options available for you, Taurus, if you are willing to listen to that criticism. Or let's say that way, it's going to make you pick off the right options in front of you. Okay, because not all of them are going to be a good options, although there are going to be many. How I said that way, half of them are going to be good, half of them are not going to be good for you. In fact, half are going to be options available which you are going to lose into them. All right, but that criticism that you're going to face, it's just going to make you pick all of the right options available. Now the problem with the criticism is that it's going to go against things you want to do. For example, you like I said, you like drinking. While that criticism is going to push you towards, say, start going into the gym. Drinking and going into the gym, they don't go very well together. Okay, depending on where it plays out, it will define where you're going to have a hard time, right? You may have a hard time within your career, you may have a hard time within your relationship as well. And the worst that you can do, at least according to these cards here, it's described by the Five of Cups. It is where you do see on the criticism as a fulcrum of disappointment and a fulcrum of losses as well. But instead, what you need to do, it is just take on it and try to build upon it. Now, this criticism, it may not look like that way, but actually is gonna happen to be a quite of an unexpected help that it is coming your way. And while usually the Page of Swords shows up as a very pointless and meaningless argument where nobody can win from them, this time around you can win a lot for what it seems, to a point where the result of all that is going to be something new, something really, really new, which you are going to be open for it. Maybe in your relationship, a client, maybe new project, whatever it is. But right now, as you are entering into the week, Taurus, it seems that you're not open for it. It's not like you are not ready, you're not open for it. It comes about and you say, nah, I'm gonna pass. Okay. But if you do listen to that criticism, after that is gonna be appealing to you. And through that newness, because it could be literally anything, okay? Through that newness, you will actually improve upon your own personal strength. You will be stronger financially, you will be stronger, if you will, physically, you will be stronger emotionally, you will be stronger in every single aspect of your life. So yeah, it's kind of like you just have to buckle up, I guess, and endure the criticism, and not just only endure, but also take it under consideration into the upcoming week. On the grand scheme of things, though, the week is going to be very active. The week is going to be very, very busy, so you can expect to have a lot of stuff to do as well. Right, so that was for Taurus. Moving next, we do have Gemini. Yeah, well, it's you can't say positive criticism, more like a constructive criticism. Yeah, it is what it is, though. For Gemini, we do have the Empress first one, followed by the second card of the Five of Pentacles. Moving next for you guys, that is going to be the King of Wands. And the final one, that is going to be the Queen of Wands. So those four cards, the additional one to the King of Wands, this was going to be the Seven of Pentacles, right? So let's talk about that guy here, that individual. Well, it's not same thing. Sometimes positive criticism, it's a criticism to taunt you, but it doesn't really, how can I put it into words? It doesn't really tells you what you need to correct, while constructive criticism, it is when you do point something and you do suggest how is to be corrected. For example, criticism, you suck, that is not a criticism at all, but criticism, you suck because you do that, and instead of doing this, that's now a constructive criticism. Okay, you are trying to debate yourself. You like a Gemini man? Well, it seems that everything is going to be good with Gemini. Just getting into it. So this individual here for Gemini, it seems that they are quite decisive, that is going to come about, and they're going to make you a part of some kind of a plan of theirs, okay? Some kind of a ambition, maybe, of theirs. Well, the very least, this person for you, Gemini, will want to spend some time with you. That is because the King of Wands, when they happen to be within this particular position, they want to kind of like have, for the lack of better words, I'm going to say fun. But in the grand scheme of things, they would like to enjoy life with the person that the reading is meant for, or in this particular case, you, Gemini. So you can expect somebody to seek your attention and to seek as well your company within the upcoming week, and it's going to benefit you greatly if you do give them give them to them, give your company, give your attention to them, because if nothing else, they will be able to maintain your positive mood, and as well help you to define, determine, identify what kind of a effective measures you can make towards your personal life in general, toward your career, or toward your relationship. Now, somebody said that they I see. What is that? Oh, as what's going on? So, all right, Gemini, if you are single, okay, and that is a person that kind of like approaches you emotionally, or you do have somebody who is approaching you emotionally, uh, that individual likes a challenge. Okay, they do like a challenge. So while usually I do not advocate for that, in your case here, playing hard to get, it's actually gonna work to your benefit, at least according to these cards. Other than that, it seems that how can I put it into words? It seems that you are gonna, if not having, you are about to start forging some kind of a long-term plan into the upcoming week. And the problem for you is going to be that this current stage of your life is not going to be entirely accustomed to this plan, whether it is a plan to marry, whether it is a plan to have a child, or to look for another job, whatever plan you forge, there will be fights or problems for you to straight away initiate that particular plan. And the worst you will be able to do throughout the week is to start changing your lifestyle. That is the worst that you need to do. In fact, it seems that your lifestyle is heading in the right direction, at least according to these cards. The problem is the noise, or in other words, examples you get from other people or advices that you do get from other people. Now, what you need to do into the upcoming week, it is withdraw, rather like, or kind of like seclude yourself, so you can think of the situations you have and come up with well-found and mature decision about what you need to do moving on forward, either career-wise or either relationship-wise. And the result of all that, it seems that you will prevail. That is just literally what the card says. The last one here with the Queen of Wands. Okay, because the Queen of Wands has that sheer will to prevail, and not just only that, but knows what is best to be done in any given moment and in any given situation. So for that said, Gemini, if you do not second guess yourself throughout the week, it seems that you will be able to accomplish a really good results, career-wise and as well relationship-wise as well. You are testing me? I didn't even understood what was it, because it's kind of like just a single letters, and I can only understand you single, but the first, it's kind of like see you being single. I don't know. Yeah, she adds a lot of fun, I agree. Anna, this is a voluntary seclusion. Is like you withdraw consciously, so you do not have the noise, of your friends, and as well of your colleagues, say. So you do not hear what their preferences are, because what matters, it's your own preference. Oh, I see why you are single. All right. With the big eyes that you posted here. Ah, finger point at you. All right. I didn't catch up. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I was focused on the reading itself. You're welcome, Meredith. I'm glad I was able to help you with that. All right, so Cancer. Five of Cups. It is the first one. Moving next, we do have the Ace of Wands. Followed by, oh my god, we have a Redeemer. What do you know? The Star card. And the final one, that is going to be the Magician. Now, I was almost ready to say that the week is going to be rather dreadful than anything else. Really, really dreadful. But that it seems that that's not going to be the case. So, I don't know how to deliver this. Well, so I will try to explain this prayer. As we said at the start of this live stream, as I do explained the spread, we do have the Ace of Wands here into the second position, right? So what the Ace of Wands in a general meaning does mean, well, it kind of means a new gaining for enterprise. But the position is what slows you down, I mean, what works against you. New enterprise or the hope for a new enterprise, which pretty much speaks that in order to say be successful, happy, loved, or whatever, you already have what you need. And the third card, it's pretty much confirming this, which is the Star card. And what does the Star card mean, Cancer? It means that you can face your ideals and your standards completely fulfilled. About career or about love. Well, for love is a little bit finicky, okay? Because the Star card works through unfolding one, meaning that this isn't something, this isn't a love from a first sight. That is something which develops with time, okay? And because it is within the third position, not within the first position, it means that it's kind of like in a very initial, it's almost, let's say that it is a infant at this particular time, but it seems that it's going to grow if you do allow it, though, because the Star card is in a third position, which is something that the first card is encouraging you to do. Now, we do have the Five of Cups. Now, this is the topic of the week, and throughout the week, you will have to face some rather unideal, so to speak, circumstances about your job or about your intimate life, if you do have any, or in generally about what you are expecting to happen ideally, and it's not going to be ideal. But this is just how life works. That is something that you need to understand. For example, you are looking for the perfect job. I will tell you, you are never going to find one, because there isn't such thing. I mean, if the job is perfect in terms of what kind of a work you do and how you are paid, some of your colleagues are going to be shade. I mean, they're going to give you hard time. It is just, there isn't anything perfect in this world, and that's why the world in the life in generally worth living. So the Five of Cups incorporate this this lesson, and it tells you that whatever your disappointments are, okay, you can never be in a situation where you are not going to be disappointed, and in fact you are disappointed so you can realize what happiness really is. But the thing is that this situation that you are in, the disappointments are not that big. What I mean is that they are just a temporary disappointments, and in fact the Five of Cups, it's urging you not to deviate from the path that you see in front of you. Okay, just that is what, oops, that is what that card shows you. Let me take it off my floor here, the four of these cards, okay, because I just dropped them down. But yeah, if you don't, this what you already have as an enterprise, as an opportunity, whether it is a job or a relationship or a friendships, whatever, they can develop or evolve into your dream and into your standards, into your ideals. And it seems that you will see soil or a ground that to start developing by the end of the week. Which is defined by the magician, because you know many readers interpret in tarot that the fool is a new beginning, but the thing is that the fool comes with number 0, and 0 stands in between two infinities. So the fool, it is not the new beginning, it is actually the moment just before the new beginning. The real new beginning, it's the magician, where you do make the very first determined steps into building up personal sovereignty, establishing business, job, relationship. By the way, when it happens, oh my god, that's why is that, Anna? I mean, have I done something, or that's just YouTube? Right, so the thing about relationships with the magician as a result of all that, well, these relationship has the potential where the two people within it, they love each other for what they are, and they don't have to change anything. And it's not like not have to change anything, but even if the change needs to happen, it's a welcome change, and it doesn't feel like compromise really. So the week does depend, how good the week is gonna be does depend on how well you're gonna see it, okay, how well you're gonna see your future with what you already have, Cancer. If you are looking for something new, unfortunately that's not gonna be a good week for you. Yeah, the Gmail is your the Gmail is your Google password. That's true. All right, so that concludes the first 4-star signs. And now the first break is due, guys. So like I said, within these breaks, one of you is gonna get a free reading from me. All you gotta do is just input a question you want tarot to answer, and after about 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one of these questions, and I will perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm just going to move along to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and as well Scorpio. And also, up until tomorrow evening, there is a sale, flash sale that concerns, or it does regards, it does concerns, no, it relates, okay, it does relate to the answer to the question service. So if you do go and purchase that service up until tomorrow evening, you get to ask 2 questions in your email instead of just a one. And as well, if you are interested about your month, now the how can I put it into words, the sale is open for the monthly readings. The monthly reading focuses on your career, your finances, and as well your love life. It's a 9-card spread, so if you want to know about it, if you want to know about your month, you can check on the description down below, and there you're going to see how you can purchase that. PayPal does requests Google password. That's if you are trying to get in with Google account, yeah, but PayPal, it's completely different system. It shouldn't ask you for a Google password. What do you mean you knew, Empress Queen? Like, Karen, yeah, by the way, Karen, thank you so much for your $7 support. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the week as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, PayPal doesn't use Google password unless you do not try to get in with your Google account. These days everything is linked to Google and Facebook. You can even, I mean, I'm purchasing pizza with my Facebook account. Or ordering pizza to my home with Facebook account. The new art, the new love. Well, I cannot tell you where it is. That's not how the cards work, unfortunately. Yeah, well, unfortunately, English is not my native, so I do poorly with slang. Truth be told, up until recently, I didn't even knew what slang is. But yeah, I don't do well with that. Well, the Google accounts opens up a lot of things, Anna. What's that? Still, I can't. Well, look, Empress Queen. For tarot, that is kind of irrelevant, okay? And it is not cast in stones. Because if you are meant to be happy, you are going to be. Whom with, where, how, that depends entirely on your choices. So that these things can be answered. I mean, I can draw a card and go by, its element, but that is vague, unfair, and straight away inaccurate, and I don't want to give inaccurate readings. Right, so let's pick a question now. Will my home business be successful? Nancy A, let's check out on your home business. Pisces, oh my God. Well, Empress Queen, then that means that you just have to open up for for the world. Yeah, you do not see it yet then. And yeah, I do believe that I do remember your last reading. It should have been a friend of yours for as much as I remember. No, not the only sign, I believe. I think that Scorpio is going to allow us to do that. Now, whether or not the Scorpio is going to honor that last word, now that's a different story. But she can have the last word. I mean, that's not a problem. At least wouldn't be a problem for me. Am I going to do something about it? Well, that's another story. All right, so those are the cards for you, Nancy, for your reading. Three of Cups with the Page of Swords. We have as well the Seven of Pentacles, and also the Nine of Swords. Those four cards, for these four cards for your business. Let me check on the time frame before I move to the interpretation. The time frame is by the start of autumn. It doesn't say when in autumn, but somewhere within the uh, somewhere in the autumn. So put it into a half a year. The business should take off rapidly by the look of these cards. Okay. The problem is that you probably are gonna get yourself involved with some inappropriate for the business people. For example, these people could be clients that you don't want to have. I mean, they may be very beneficial in a short term, but in a long term, actually, they're going to be more of a plight than anything beneficial for the business. And by the sometime at autumn this year, you are going to start feeling and seeing the burden of these people being around, these clients, partners, co-workers, etc., etc. Other than that, that business that you do have right now, you should start seeing a very soon, and the very first, how can I put it into words, the very first results to your efforts, the very first benefits. Your finances in regards to that business, yeah, they're gonna be good. We do have the King of Pentacles for that. But as we stand, as the King of Pentacles stand, it is very important when you do start making money off of this business to invest money in the business as well. The more money you invest in the business, the more money you are going to get from the business. Now, these people which are going to be noxious to the business itself, detrimental, let's put it into words, they are optional. What I mean is that you do get to decide, do you want to work with them or do you want to make business with them or not. So do not get yourself being beguiled by, let's put it into words, sweet talks. Don't allow to be intimidated, and always research the person that you are going to work with before you actually start working with that person. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you may end up being beguiled working with somebody that is going to cost you more than actually you're going to have a benefit from. So that was your reading for your business. I do believe that is going to be successful. It's just you got to play your cards very well with it. All right, that concludes the first three reading. There are going to be two more guys into the next two breaks. So if you didn't add yours, don't despair. You will have another two chances to get it. But you're welcome, Nancy. So Leo is the next one. You mean the Scorpio Seda or Pisces? Alright, so Leo, first one, that is going to be the Two of Cups, followed by the second card, which is going to be the Ace of Cups. Moving next, we do have Death. And the final one, that is going to be the King of Swords. No, Pisces. Okay. So those four cards. And it seems that within the upcoming week, Leo, you will have an incentive, guys, to make a union. Okay, and that is how I can classify it. It's not a partnership, it's not even a relationship, it's something more than that. It's union. Now there is a severe you will classify it as an issue than a blessing, so to speak. And it seems that this union is not going to be two of these things. Either this union is not going to how can I put it into words, fix some of your issues that you hope that is going to fix, or the other thing, how it cannot be, this union is not going to be the union you wanted or you hoped. Okay, that said, it doesn't mean that this unity or a union is not going to be a good thing. Just on the contrary, actually, if you do allow it to settle, if you do allow it to take place, it will turn out to be an aspect of your life that truly brings peace within you. It brings not just only peace, but it allows you to liberate yourself from things which you don't need. For example, thoughts that you do not need. For example, habits that you don't need. For example, people that you don't need as well. The good thing about this this union here that we do have, it is that there will be no shyness, there will be no pride in it, and therefore the flow of emotions in between you and the person that you are going to unite with is going to be unobstructed, and thus you can experience true feelings, whether these feelings are friendship, whether these feelings are content, whether these feelings are even love, because that's the most plausible version here that we do have here. It's Two of Cups at the end of the day. So whatever these feelings are, you are to enjoy them if you do allow it to settle one more time, because either you will see at first glance, that is, either you will see no reason to establish it, or it's just not going to be the one you have wanted at that point. So where this union really leads you here by the look of these cards, well, it will kind of like force you to think what the results of all that is going to be. It is that you are going to start analyzing your situation. I don't know how to put it into words, and through that careful analysis, the way out of whatever difficulties you are experiencing right now, career wise or relationship wise, is going to be revealed. And based on that analysis, you are to forge or create a very, very effective strategy on how to push and move forward. You are going to make your life being as a well-oiled machine, so to speak, at least for the time being. What is that? Oh, a second. Whoever you are, how do you have my number? God, that's creepy. In any case, so you will be able to settle your life as a well-oiled machine, and it's just everything in it is gonna serve a purpose. All right, so that was for Leo. Moving next, we do have Virgo. Uh, Popcorns, I love popcorns. Okay, the only thing I don't like about popcorns is that it kind of like it wedges within your in between your teeth, and it's the feeling after that isn't pleasant. And when you have them in cinema, you don't have a way to brush your teeth afterwards after you eat them, so ugh. That's why I never buy myself popcorn in cinema, or when I'm going to a cinema, to a theater, to a movie. Right, so Virgo, we do have the Five of Swords as the first card. Moving next, that will be the Nine of Cups, followed by the Empress, and the last one that is going to be the Tower. Oh, you gotta kind of like wrap things around, guys, because it doesn't look like that is going to be a really good week. Mm. Uh, all right, so according to these cards, yeah, the week is not going to be pleasant by a large margin. In fact, it's very important that you do start observing the red flags right off the start of it, because probably the week is going to escalate. Week is going to escalate towards the end of it. Now we do have the Nine of Cups into the second position, which speaks about the delay. Okay, for the most part of the week, you're gonna have these incentives to be happy and so on and so forth, which are going to literally mask what is going on underneath. And what is going on underneath has the potential to almost, if not entirely, ruin your life, literally. Okay, and it's very important that you kind of like start observing these red flags and address them right away. Throughout the week, you have to be prepared to face some unfair treatment. You gotta be prepared to be severely disappointed through betrayal, so to speak. Like, you know, person you trusted so much, turn out that it is betraying you left, right, and center. Okay, and that may be the cause of where your life starts to deteriorate, not to deteriorate, but to fall apart, at least at that stage. Now, when I say your life, I don't mean the entirety of your life. It could be something, you know, it could be just a single aspect of your life. But the thing about this reading is that you have built up something, and by the end of this week, as a result of this week that it is coming, you are going to see it crumbling. Okay, you are going to see falling apart, unfortunately. Now, this is happening so you can, I don't know what good thing to say. Well, the thing is that when under the energy of the tower, when things are falling apart, usually that is that is with nurturing and cleansing effect to your life, because it puts you in a situation that you haven't experienced before, and it puts you in a situation where you have to act in a very different way than acting right now. And just so I do not freak you out, for example, the tower card could turn out to be, you know, unplanned pregnancy, kind of like you're not planning it. You do have a different build-up of your life, and suddenly by the end of this week you end up being pregnant, and that completely changes everything. It ruins up your current plans that you have built. So it could play out that way. Same way it could turn out to be a very sudden, irresistible crush you have, but simultaneously you do have a family, right? A wife or a husband, children, and things are going well there. You're building up your family, and suddenly you do have crush upon somebody. That kind of has the potential to ruin your family, isn't it? So it doesn't have to be something really bad. It could be a good thing, but just something you are not prepared, and it's in contradictive to another good thing in your life. So it's going to be a rough week again. Let's talk about how best you can prepare for it. Well, according to the Empress, best you can prepare for it when you do surround yourself with everything that creates comfort in your life. If your family creates comfort, face it with your family. If your job creates comfort in your life, face it with your job. You know, you don't have to face it alone by a long shot. And as well, what will help you if you do not panic, you are not impulsive, whenever you have to make a choice how to approach that situation, that decision needs to be really mature, right? I mean, really, really mature. So acting upon impulses, passion, and emotions, feelings, it's the worst you want to do here. Logic should be your end game here throughout this particular week. Right, so that was Virgo. Now moving next, we do have Libra. Actually, guys, now that I think of, this is not about my, or it could be about my phone number, but I believe can you enlighten me? iMessage, you need only Apple ID, right, to send an iMessage. Whatever. I should not allow that to dwell within me. All right, Libra. First one, that is going to be the Magician, followed by the Seven of Cups. Moving next, that is going to be the Eight of Swords, and the final card for you, Libra, that is going to be the Tower one more time. What do you know? So these four cards. Give me a second here. All right. So Libra, for you, the premise is very different, although you do have the Tower card as well, just like Virgo. But unlike Virgo, for you, good things are leading to the Tower card. So bottom line for your week, it is that by the end of this week, okay, but it works only with Apple ID either, isn't it? So by the end of this week, Libra, you are going to understand that you are underselling yourself about something. For example, you may understand that people you are associating yourself with are underneath you, or that the job you are working is not suitable for you anymore, for you can go for more, right? Or the state of your dating stage is no longer satisfying and you just need more. Hello, Alicia. Or Alicia. Okay. Thank you, Seda. So the thing is that this week, Libra, it seems that you are going to make some very rapid progresses, which these progress, it's the progress itself is gonna set you or in a setup that you are not very familiar with, something that it is just you haven't reached those heights up until this point. But it should be a fairly pleasant experience for you. Look at it that way, that at some point throughout the week you do understand that there are some self-imposed limitations. You are imposing those limitations either by capability or by thought, and you bring down those limitations, and now the world opens up in so much more options for you, and not just only options, but as well potential, and you strive to develop that potential. And what you have stabilized by that point, it starts becoming irrelevant, redundant, let's call it that way. It is because you can go for an upgrade, you can go for more. Now the process is going to be a bit, the word is not painful, the word is more of a challenging. So the process of improvement is going to be challenging, not because bad things are going to happen to you one more time, but it is because you are going to be unfamiliar with the whole process of, for example, the bigger project, or for example the new stage of the interaction that you do have. So you definitely are going to step on the next level throughout the week into what you are doing currently. And it's very important for the week itself not to get ahead of yourself, mentally, that is, because we do have the Seven of Cups into the second position, and that card states a couple of things. Now, the first thing that the card states there, it is that kind of like wishes and dreams, they can always come true, or always, I'm sorry, come true. But the thing it is that the process to make it true, to make it come true, it needs to be tangible, right? You cannot just fly into the cloud nine hoping that you will face no predicaments whatsoever. Predicaments are going to be there, and if you do not ground yourself about your performance career-wise and relationship-wise, you are bound to be quite disappointed throughout the week. Now, the good thing is that this disappointment is going to bounce you back and you can get to try anew, but who needs to get disappointed? Aside from that, Libra, it's this is a week where you have to push for your view, your opinion, your your interpretation, if you want to call it that way. Okay, this week it's all about you and what you want to make out of your life, instead of, for example, what your family wants for you, or what your wife or a husband wants you to be, right? Or even what your job wants you to be. So it's a great week where you can, for example, establish business, where you can, for example, make a hobby into a business. It's a great week for you to start learning as well. Anything that is gonna pretty much give you bigger potential, and that is gonna break down limits you have self-imposed. All right, so that was for Libra. Moving next, we do have Scorpio. Why am I not surprised? So this week, by the look of the very first card, well, guys, I will say it that way. Um, there are a few cards which just kind of like when they come up, it's really irrelevant if you do draw more cards than them. Okay, because pretty much the Hangman is one of these. It just says that nothing can be accomplished throughout the week. It is just wherever it is to grow, for example, or to push further, is gonna happen on its own accord. So literally, the Hangman at the very first position, it kind of says that our efforts throughout the week are completely irrelevant. It's just they will decide nothing. For example, if you do want to go out with somebody, let's call it that way, no matter how much you push for it, no matter how much you harp about it, it's not gonna work out. I mean, that person has to ask you out so to happen, otherwise it's not gonna work out. Same thing it is about client. No matter how much you try to push a deal, unless that client pushes it up, nothing you can do about it. So that's a week of helplessness from one side, but from another side, it's a week where, we can just chill out and kind of like take it easy. Just wait and observe and see when the circumstances come just about right. So that's the Hangman. Then we do have the Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the final one, that is going to be the Ace of Cups. So it seems that the Hangman is going to be for a fairly short period of time. And what the additional card tells us, it is that the development of the Hangman, meaning that when the things are setting to stir again, we are about to freaking love it. Why? Well, it is because the Emperor sits into the third position, and that's pretty much speaks that we did it right. I don't know how to put it into words. The Emperor is when you are pretty much maintaining your empire, whatever your empire is, whether it is a business, job, relationship, with an iron fist, but not in a way that you crush it under your fist, but instead it is there being protected, okay, and managed as well. It's kind of like a difficult symbiosis in between these two cards, but they do manage it. So the only thing that I can conclude from these cards is that, we as a Scorpio, we already did our part. Okay, we just did our part. Whether we have convinced, for example, the person to give us the job, or we have convinced the person to let us in their life, or we have convinced that person to go away, or we have settled, that is already determined. We may not know it yet, but it is already determined, and it lingers, and in the right moment is going to pop up. And whatever the case, we are gonna end up happy. And it should pop up by the end of the week, okay? Yeah, everything is possible. But throughout this week, Mattia, as we are Scorpio, it would be best really if we take it easy. I mean, for example, you call a child of yours and say, hey honey, do you want to go out for a lunch? They tell you, mom, I just can't today, I'm gonna call you later, and they don't call you, okay, throughout the day. Just don't call them back, wait for them. They haven't forgotten, it's just they don't know when they're gonna have the time. So you do not bruise uh, upon the enterprise. You do your part, and then after that you just write it out. No different than if you do like somebody. Just say to them that you do like them. Probably they're not going to reciprocate right away, but the hangman stands for that they haven't made their choice yet. Okay, it's things are yet to be developed. That's why when somebody tells me I made the choice and I draw the hangman, I say, no, you haven't yet. It takes time. I mean, the choice, because the hangman also, it's about different perspective, okay? And right now you may see the situation in one way, but in a couple of weeks from now, or a couple of months, or even maybe in a couple of years, you are to see it in a completely different way. And you may hate yourself that you have been so definitive about the part in the past where you said, I made my choice. You haven't, under the hangman. So that is also an incentive for us. It is best if we don't make definitive decisions throughout the week, because we may hate it after a couple of weeks from now. Okay, so again, for Scorpio, a week of chilling, and chilling like chill out, lay back, okay, enjoy, relax, etc. And when we do drift throughout the week, only the right things are going to happen to us, which is a good thing. That is like being on the right track with our lives. And again, just to warn you guys, we may get a different perspective upon things. Right, so that concludes the second four pack of star signs. Now we are entering into the second break, and within this break, one of you is going to get a free reading from me. All that you gotta do to get it, you just input a question you want Tarot to answer into the comments down below. Other than that, guys, anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat is gonna get their reading at the end regardless. And as well, up until the end of tomorrow evening, the answer to a video answer to a question service is on sale. Actually, you're gonna get a answer to 2 questions instead of 1. And finally, as well as a sale, there is a monthly reading as a sale. You can find it in the description down below, more information on how to purchase it as well. And this reading is a spread of 9 cards, which are focusing on your career throughout the months of April, your finances, and as well your love life. As long as it's positive, this one is going to be now your Mattia, the Ace of Cups. It's when when things these are a circumstances that are making impending change into our life. I was asked once, what is impending change? When that is a change that does not depend on you, it is happening around you, okay? And this impending change is something you can't prevent, and that impending change, it transcends our reality or day-to-day routine into something that we're gonna freaking love it. Because if nothing else, just certain concerns we have, they will become completely irrelevant. It's not like they're going to be resolved, it is just they will no longer gonna have effect on our lives. Yeah, bring on. I'd say the same thing. But you know, because people does expect kind of like things to be very active, and they do, and people to do like good efforts, and these efforts to pay off. That is not going to be such a week. In fact, the more efforts we as a Scorpio do, the worse is going to be. So the more I try to make, for example, my videos perfect, thank God I did them already, the monthly videos, and they're going to be out very soon, probably tomorrow. The more I try to make the videos better, the worse those videos are going to be. So you just do them like first try, and then let it like that. You know, it's very important that this week we Scorpio, we do not dwell into perfection as well. So you just many conclusions could be deducted from the reading. Hi, Danny. uh I'm just the same, Danny. Nothing changed, literally nothing changed in my life. Everything is just as you left it. Okay, because I haven't seen you for a very long time as well. But things are just as they were always. They have always been. So not much that I can I put it into words that I can brag about. Oh my god, I forgot to put the timer on. All right, there aren't going to be any questions more. So Angela is getting back to work tomorrow, so let's check it out how things are going to fare for her. Black Moon, you do meet Void One. Or Pisces Moonbeam, that is such a revelation. In fact, I think that everybody should work for themselves. But the thing is that, I mean, I can't. What I mean is that I can't work on my own. It's just that it is not within my blood, guys. If I do work on my own, I'm going to fail big time around. That's why I do have Pisces Moonbeam around. Oh, Black Moon Lilith. Okay. All right. I'm gonna make it quick, Angela. Those are your cards. Okay. So you do have the Four of Pentacles. With the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Moon card, and the final one that is going to be the Nine of Wands. So you are going to be there to stay, and things for you personally are gonna be quite well. I mean, you are gonna stabilize there very, very quickly. And as well, I do believe that not much of a time is going to pass when you are going to be entrusted with rather important enterprises. Okay, now the only problem that we can see here, it is that the people that you are going to work with are going to give you a little bit of a harder time than they should. Okay, like colleagues, like people that you have worked before, so you cannot expect on much empathy and as well support from your colleagues and from your supervisor, okay, and from the clients that you're going to work with. But in generally, in this job, I think that you are going to be for a quite long time in it, but it's going to fare well for you personally. Well, financially wise, do you have loans, like mortgages, money you owe to somebody? Do you have that? Because that is your financial card, Eight of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, don't mind me. 4:26 a.m. in the morning here. So you do have loans to repay. With the Eight of Swords, the money situation. Well, with the Eight of Swords, the money situation is not going to be ideal, not because it's impossible, but because patterns. Okay, you do have certain patterns that are not allowing you to become better financially. All right, so that was the second free reading giveaway. There is going to be a third one after several minutes when I do finish the last four star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally Pisces. Uh, so couple of minutes, and I'm gonna move to those four star signs, and after that, the super chat readings are going to be conducted. So yeah, it's a matter of a patterns that you have. Hmm. Oh, thank you, Danny. You're welcome. Happy Cappy. Yeah. Oh my God, you are a Capricorn as well? Wow, that's a Capricorn train then that we have. I am excited to hear Sagittarius as well because I do have a lot in Sagittarius, and I mean a lot. My moon is there for once, and a bunch of other planets. January 12th. Now that you mentioned, I when I was a kid, kind of I felt pity on friends of mine who had a birthday at Christmas, for example, or at New Year, because their parents went cheap, instead of buying them presents for Christmas and for their birthday. So, in other words, having two presents, they just get around with just only one. Here you go, that's your present for Christmas and for your birthday. It's like, oh, really? So yeah, I had a few friends, actually not a few, couple friends that um, they had their birthday on Christmas and they were really miserable for that. All right, Sagittarius. First one that Sagittarius has, that is going to be the Eight of Cups. Yeah. Is that how you call it? Gypped or juped? It is how you pronounce it, right? The Fool card, it is the second. And no surprise there at all. Followed by the third one, which is the Four of Swords. And the final card for you, Sagittarius, that is going to be the Death card. Right, so these four. And it seems that is going to be a week where things are gonna take a turn. Things are gonna take a turn within aspect of your life or within a situation that you find yourself being crippled in it. That is the best word that I can find. Crippled in a sense that, things are not really going well there, but you can't do much about it right now. In fact, it doesn't look like that you can do anything about it right now. But the thing is that the future within the situation itself, okay, within the situation holds a rather much better perspective than what it is right now. So the only thing you gotta do is really gnash your teeth and just push through it. It's like almost like Scorpio one, not doing anything but just endure through it. For you though, it's gonna be a bit more difficult than for Scorpio because the whole thing is gonna be a bit more emotional. What I mean is that you may find within yourself sense of regret about how things are right now because they're how can I put it into words? With the Eight of Cups there at the very first position, there is going to be an incentive that you could have done better, right? But you know what, it's done, it's done. You can't turn back the time, and therefore you just have to roll with what you have right now. And under rolling, I mean just move toward the future. That doesn't mean that you have to walk away by a large margin. In fact, because we do have the Fool into the second position, you shouldn't walk away from your job or from your romantic incentive, from your relationship as well, because like I said, things the future holds a much better perspective than what it is right now, and by the end of the week things should start changing for you. In fact, I do believe that why things are not changing for you towards a better here, it is because you are not talking about the important stuff with the people that the things depend on, whether it is your boss, whether it is your colleagues, whether it is your romantic interest, for example. Yeah, you are talking, but not for the important stuff. So you have to start talking about those important stuff. Other than that, it seems that throughout the week, many of the aspects in your life that does concern you in a sense of negative concern, you're worried about them, anxious, and so on and so forth, they are going to go dormant, at least for the week itself. So you're not going to be bothered by the domestic problems whatsoever, and you can entirely focus on the future development. And under focus, I mean believing. It is all that it takes here for you to believe that things are going to get better. And as a result of that, by the end of the week, they are going to. You always have to speak the truth, Alicia or Alicia. You always have to speak the truth. Now, let me finish here my sentence. So, as a result, the unnecessary aspects of your surroundings are going to start dropping like flies up until the end. In the situation, what is going to remain are only aspects that can grow, and they are going to grow. Now back to the this comment, so speak my truth always. Okay, that is the fundamental lesson that the major arcana 4 has, which is the Emperor. Okay, but it's kind of like, have you watched or read the book Wheel of Time? Okay, within these books, there were those characters called Aes Sedai, and they made a vow always to speak the truth, and not exactly. They made a vow to say no word which is untrue, but you can definitely play around with it. And into the major arcana 4, the fundamental the fundamental lesson there is that you gotta present yourself being strong. Saying lies does not make you strong. Saying the truth makes you strong. However, the dignity does not dictate the whole truth to be told. You gotta say only what is needed to be said at the given moment. And what you need to say, or what you need to talk about, Sagittarius, into the upcoming week, are the important stuff, rather than the cheap talking, you know. Well, Alicia, you should never hold back on that, because let's think about this this scenario where you like somebody, right? And you don't display how you feel, or you do not say how you feel, because you are afraid of denial. Now that is the only reason why you should not say how you feel, right? Because you are afraid that they are going to deny you. Well, they are going to deny you. If they are to deny you, they are going to deny you one way or the other. It is just, there is, I personally, I don't see any reason why you should hold back saying how you feel about certain stuff, because that is just borrowing time of the inevitable. That person either likes you or it doesn't like you. And it's kind of like people develop that sense of liking or disliking in the very first 10 minutes of the very first initial interaction. When you see a man, for example, in the after first 10 minutes, you know that you do like the guy or you dislike the guy. Same thing is with men toward women as well. So there is no reason whatsoever to withhold your, how can I put it into words, your feelings that you do like or dislike something or somebody. Yeah, you need that Pisces Empress Queen to bring a little bit more drama in your life, because you are all air and you don't have it. That's why you need that Pisces. All right, moving next, we do have Capricorn. First one for Capricorn, that is going to be the Seven of Wands. Moving next, we do have Temperance. followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And the final one for Capricorn, that is going to be the Hermit, or the Hierophant, I'm sorry. The additional card to the Knight of Pentacles, that is going to be the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So we do have an individual which things are going to revolve around. She is the drama. Who, the Empress? Empress Queen is the drama? You're welcome, Alicia. All right, Capricorn, a major individual that you do have in your life, somebody that you already know, it is within the cards, okay? That is the Knight of Pentacles. And it is somebody that you do know, it is because we do have the Ten of Pentacles there, okay? It's just there is no way you do not know that person. And within this upcoming week, that person is going to evoke comfort in your zone. It's going to make you feel I don't know if it's going to be protected, but it's kind of like it's going to make you feel independent. I don't know how to put it into words. It is like anything you can face while you do have that individual by your side, whether as a friend, whether as a colleague, you know, or whether as a why not partner in life. I mean, that could be your wife or your husband. The thing is that you will have to face certain stuff throughout the week, okay? First off, throughout the week you will understand that not everybody wishes you the best. And in fact, it's very possible that you may hear some unpleasant stuff that are addressing you, like rumors, you know, like gossips as well. And it is very important that you do address those rumors and those gossips right away. I don't know, like for example, you may hear a rumor that you are unfaithful, you know, and you have to address that rumor right away and prove it wrong if it is wrong, because otherwise these rumors under those energies are going to escalate a rather very quickly. Another thing that you will have to face throughout this week is almost a utter lack of understanding. It is just people are not going to understand why you are laughing, why you are happy, for example, why you are crying if you are crying, okay? So you are going to be not deprived, but let's say starved out of solidarity and out of compassion, except from this person, which is the Knights of Pentacles. I'm sorry. So how to recognize Knights of Pentacles here? Well, Knights of Pentacles, these people, they are, well, first off, they very well know what they want. And what they want is actually very simple. Now, the Knights of Pentacles, these people always strive for simple things, because simple things, they are tangible, they are accomplishable. And in fact, that person has kind of like a plan how to get there, and this plan is very consistent, and again, a very simple. Knights of Pentacles are nature lovers, okay? So that person should like to go in nature. That is another thing how you can recognize, that is another way how you can recognize that individual, okay? Very specific one, but not impossible. So that may be somebody who loves to go out on hikes. And like I said, they are to evoke comfort within your life, and they're going to make you feel very comfortable. The result of all that, the trust and the reliability in between you two is going to grow exponentially to a point where, how can I put it into words? To a point where you will understand what it is. What I mean, you will understand what it is to have a friend. You understand, or rather, like, you will place a new definition of what it is to have a friend, of what it is to have a colleague, of what it is to have a business partner, of what it is to have a lover, for example. And the thing it is that you will also gonna have an incentive to learn a great deal of that individual, and through this learning you will receive a benevolent support from them, and through that benevolent support the resolution to your problems, whatever problems you are facing, is going to, you will find it within the framework of your capabilities. It's just you don't have to reinvent the wheel at all. Hello, Tatiana. We are feeling well for what it seems. Capricorn, the only, like I said, the only problem here that we do have, well, actually a couple of problems. It is the other people around, those that, care for themselves only. And with the Seven of Wands, the close, not the closure, but the closeness, where you may find yourself being closed for the exterior, and thus not allowing that person in, whatever that's supposed to mean. Which you are to be missing a lot from that. Right, going for Aquarius now. First one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Aeon, followed by the second one of the Eight of Wands. Moving next, Eight of Cups, I'm sorry. Moving next, we do have the Fool. And the final one, that is going to be the Five of Cups. For Aquarius, we do have a new beginning that it is forming here into the upcoming week. In fact, this new beginning asks you to relinquish the old. That's a great. Now, this new beginning, it is a transition, though. It is not like, listen, relinquishing the old, what I mean is that relinquishing the old way and adopting the new way. So this new beginning is more of a like starting a job from being unemployed, or starting a relationship from being single, okay? Or having a child from being childless, and so on and so forth. So that is the new beginning. It's like relinquishing the old way instead of relinquishing the old situation. These are two different things. You are, but you Aquarius are gonna find yourself very quickly not being very accustomed to it, or rather ready. Okay, yeah, you will just going to find yourself in a bit awkward situation, rather like in a bit awkward development. But through this new beginning, whatever it is, either into your career or either into your relationship, kind of like the final piece of the puzzle of your life is going to snap at the place where it belongs. So suffice to say that by the end of the week, you will find yourself being whole, and you just have to get the hang of it, which is going to be the hard part that we have. Because again, I forgot for whatever star sign I said it, but things are never perfect, and you will see that this, although your life now is complete as a piece, it's also not going to be perfect. You may have imagined it that is going to be, but it won't be, and you will just have to kind of like roll forward with it and get the hang of it as well. But when this new enterprise comes about, you will feel compelled to take it. It just is going to be undeniable. Later on, you may regret that, but this regret is going to be within your mind only. Okay, and while you should not, and therefore you should just kind of like do not abandon, just don't abandon your path that is going to be revealed in front of you into the upcoming week, whether it's about work or whether it's about relationship. It can go both ways, okay, because these are major arcanas. They can relate to literally anything, but I can't say much more rather than it's going to be a new beginning which is going to make your life whole. It's can I put it into words? It's gonna make everything making sense from now on moving forward, and it's gonna worth its while. It's gonna worth living in it. So do not, once again, I just appeal to you guys, don't dwell into the disadvantages, but if you do see it for what it is, you will find that there is way more advantages to it than disadvantages. And last but not least, we do have Pisces. And you allowed that, Seda? You know, I'm pretty much amazed how people allow others to suck out the life out of them. Why? I mean, why would you want to put yourself through that? Don't you dare say that that's love. That's not love. For Pisces Moonbeam. Okay. So Pisces Moonbeam, you're gonna have it one more time. Hold on a second to put that one in. It's called hope. What, you hope that a person is gonna change? Is that what you are implying? Because that doesn't make any sense. If you allow somebody to pretty much suck the life out of you, what is gonna make him or make her change? Just answer me that. What is the incentive for them to change if they take everything from you while they don't have to give anything to you? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you are right though. We are all guilty of it. I had it once, and I'm sure I ain't gonna have it anymore, right? It's just I'm not gonna go through that thing again, like ever. I learned my lesson. So for Pisces, a first one. Yeah, but as soon as I agree with that, okay. But as soon as somebody listen, that is something that my father told me, and I kind of like see it as a blessing. Basically, what his premise is, it is that if somebody acts towards you like a human being, you know, it behaves with you like you, yeah, as you like you have dignity, you know, like you are, like I said, a human being, and treats you well, you should return with the same, you know, you should treat that person well, and make them comfortable, and so on and so forth. If somebody treats you like you are a monster, well, you should be a monster with them. Okay, it's just they want you to be a monster if they treat you that well. They treat you like an animal. My God, I reshuffled. I got way too invested into it. No, we don't. We don't teach. We can teach others what kind of behavior to have toward us. Okay, but how to treat us? No, I mean, because the thing it is that we expect from others to have certain treatment toward us, and we have to allow certain things so that treatment to come to bear. For example, if you do want somebody to treat you like they're lovers, but they are accustomed to pretty much beat out of existence to their lovers, so you have to agree to the beating so that you can call themselves, so you can call yourselves their lovers. And I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm sorry, you may be Miss Universe, but I don't want to be beaten, whether emotionally or physically. So you can go and oppress somebody else, not me. Yeah, everybody has been hurt. It is just my point here is that you should not make such a compromise with yourself. And as soon as you do see that, you know, things are going for worse, well, you gotta get out instead of hoping, because there is no hope into it. So Queen of Pentacles for Pisces. Moving next, we do have, it's almost the same as with the Hierophant. So after that we do have the Ace of Swords, followed by the Four of Pentacles, and the final one that is the Chariot. Okay, so those four cards. So Pisces, when I drew the Hierophant, that card showed that throughout the week you will have something quite substantial to focus on. With this new reading, the Queen of Empress says that there are unfound potentials that you can develop. So pretty much it states that you have ended on an enterprise, whether it is a project or a business, maybe an interaction that can develop even further, and you should backtrack to it, okay, and try to push it further. So again, it is a something substantial, and should you do that, okay, should you do that, it seems that you will be able to establish its certain and secure future. So you can expect that throughout the week for yourself to make the moves to establish a really solid foundations into your love life, into your friendships, and as well into your career, whichever one you do, you are developing up until this point. Okay, that is very important. We're not talking about new stuff. We're talking about consolidating on a current enterprises that you do have, to a point where you are going to feel very, very strong that you are now ready to take on a solid challenge forward. And it seems that you are going to make a huge leap into development at the end of this week, that beforehand you may thought that it is quite of a big piece for you to swallow down. So I do believe that by the end of this upcoming week, which is a March 3rd, you will even going to surprise yourself, and accomplishments that you thought impossible before this week actually are going to be completed, and you will find yourself being very proud of yourself, that is. Okay, so we'll be very, very growthful and how can I put it into words, beneficial, productive, gaining for week for you Pisces, but only if you do focus on what already you have built rather than start building things from scratch. The only thing here that I can see in an unpleasant way, it is that you may tunnel vision. What I mean is not see the situation from every angle, okay, and not having the full information about what you are not invested into, but instead, you know, what kind of um, circumstances these things are gonna lead to. It's not like they're gonna lead whether romantic interactions or business ventures are gonna lead to negative consequences, but there are gonna be some consequences that are gonna be remain unforeseen, and you will have to a little bit work extra when that happens, but you will be able to manage it. Okay, so again, within this week, focus on your current love interest instead of looking for another one, for a new one. Focus on your current job instead of looking for a new one. Focus on your current idea for business, for example, instead of trying to develop new idea for business. Okay, and things should work out for you very, very, very well. All right, so that concludes Pisces. Now we are entering into this third break where one of you guys is going to get a free reading with me. And after that, the super chat readings are going to take place. Anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat is going to get their reading in about a few minutes. Other than that, to get that free reading, all that you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of the questions, if there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. There is a sale that is running until tomorrow evening that regards to the answer to a question, a video answer to a question reading that you can find at my website, which is listed down below in the description. And instead of asking one question, you can ask two questions if you do purchase that service up until tomorrow evening. And as well, the service for monthly tarot reading for the month of April is now open, and you can purchase it from by going into the link down below in the description of the live stream. That reading is 9 cards, and it focuses on your career, finances, and as well romantic life. What do you mean, Empress Queen? Who stated talking negative something? You're welcome, Angela. Have a great one. Much love to you too. Hey, Olgica. Oh my God, that name, Olgica. Hello. Where are you from, by the way? Taco again. Thank you so much for your 22 US dollars support. I'll make sure you do stick around a little bit longer, but I'm gonna make you the reading. Hold on a second. Husband. Well, your husband isn't very supportive, is it? Or is he? Ah, I thought so. Olgica. Hi Evie, welcome to the stream as well. Well, I hope you have a great evening, Empress Queen. All right, so only one question submitted by Meredith Peterson. Can you provide an outcome on a crossroad in relationship with Gemini man? You are. Well, Meredith, that relationship should develop by the end of October, for what those cards are showing. Those are the cards. Okay, those are the cards. And it's going to be a slow development. If nothing else, is going to settle on friendship, meaning that you are not going to part ways by a large margin. The good thing it is that either of you has what the other one needs, and that is simultaneously a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because there will be very little incentives, if any at all, for you to get into, conflicts and to kind of like get mad to one another. From another standpoint, though, it's a negative thing because very quickly things can become quite boring, and under boring I mean repetitive. So it's very unlikely that you both can surprise each other with anything. It is just that is going to be like a miracle, like how can I put it into words, like exclusive experience out there. Other than that, it seems that at the end of October, which is the outcome of the current love cycle of yours, um, you and that Gemini are going to open up. And if your incentive here, or if your aim here is, can this go forward as a intimate relationship? Yes, it can, but I cannot tell you that it's going to be definitely, because it depends on what you are going to say, yes or no, because I cannot make decisions for you. The cards are not designed to make decisions or to take away your free will. Okay, so if you do want to have a romantic relationship with this Gemini, you can. Okay, but you have to be patient and you have to build up trust in them. That is very important, all right? That person needs to feel that they can rely on you and that they can trust you. That is very, very important. Right, so that concludes the final free reading, and now we are moving to the super chat readings. Just a couple of minutes to kind of like gather up my thoughts, shuffle the cards, and see what the super chat has to offer to you guys. Well, that's up to debate. We do not know how you look like. Radko. Yeah, Evie, I already took a question. All right. Mattia, we have the Fool card for you with the Eight of Pentacles. Those two cards. So, Mattia, the week should be very carefree for you. Not much of a responsibility for you to drag on and to carry on into the upcoming week. And even if there are some, the whole experience is going to be quite light for you. It doesn't look like as well that you will have to deal with very sophisticated situations throughout the week. And in generally within this upcoming week, it's going to be best if you, how can I put it into words, if you are, say, spontaneous. You know, tomorrow you may feel like going on a cinema. The day after you may feel like staying in bed. You know, on the next day you may feel like going out with friends on dinner and having beverage here and there and so on and so forth. So it's very important, these spontaneous drives, that you do satiate them. Now, as we all know, the Fool may be indicative to new beginnings. If that's the case, though, if for you something new starts forming up into the upcoming week, you are not gonna be able to, at least initially, that is, to make it fit in your current plans. So it will be something that's, you know, you have to put some thought into how to fit into your situations right now. For example, it could come up some kind of a travel that shows up. That's something that you want to go for, right? But you already have your schedule full and you have to rearrange stuff in order to fit it in. So if it is a new beginning, it's not going to be something that correlates with your plans or, you know, with your not responsibilities, but how can I put it into words? Tasks that you bestowed upon yourself into the upcoming week. But other than that, it's going to be a very carefree one, and you should kind of like enjoy yourself for it. All right. So second for Evie, let me put Evie into the super chat. Thank you, Karen. And for you, Karen, we do have the 10 of Wands. That is going to be catalyzed with the 7 of Wands, those two cards. So, Karen, unfortunately, you are off to a very demanding week. It's not going to be even that rough, rather than demanding. The situations that you will have to face throughout the week are they're going to have a sense of emergency, a pretty fair one that accompanies them. And it's kind of like, how can I put it into words? Whenever something shows up, it will feel like that it has to be addressed right now in this very moment. So although there may not be many of them, the week is gonna feel exhausting. And as you do move along the week itself, you will just wanna, by the end of it, you will just want to finish. Okay, you will just want that thing to be off, to end. Although, should you follow the rules, okay, if you do follow the rules into the upcoming week, like you are mentioning here, 3 surgeries, if you do follow the treatment and you do not cut any corners, you do not skip anything, okay, the results should be very satisfying. I mean, it's gonna be a demanding week. You will feel very exhausting, very exhausted at the end, but how can I put it into words? The benefits from what you are to accomplish throughout the week are going to worth it. Pisces Moonbeam, your week is gonna be fantastic. Oh my god. I'm going to be brief about you, okay? Those two cards. So within this week, you will get your wish. What you wish for, you will get it done. Okay, you're just gonna get it done throughout the week. Now think of what you wish that it was impossible and now make it possible. That's literally what the week is for you. On a more practical level, Pisces Moonbeam, you can expect some problems you have to no longer be a problems for you anymore. Taco, Five of Swords, accompanied, oh my god, with the Three of Wands, and then we do have the Three of Swords. Good night, Karen. I hope you go through these surgeries as smooth as possible. I really hope you do. I had 2 surgeries in my life to me done, and I was terrified, to be honest, just before going in. That was the scariest part. You're welcome, Pisces Movie. So tackle those 3 cards. This week, tackle... I don't know how to deliver it. Well, tackle this week, you will have to be ruthless. That is how I have to deliver it. So that's the thing about your week. You will have an incentive to go for a big achievement, okay? That is within the Three of Wands and the Five of Swords out there. It is basically what those 2 cards are pointing, is that, you know, based on the foundations you are sitting in right now, you can pretty much aim a lot higher than your current state. So you can go for a big job, okay? You can go for a big love, romance, and so on and so forth. Thing it is that this incentive, or rather like this drive of yours, is gonna cross path with someone that is way weaker than you are. So basically, in order for you to accomplish throughout the week, you will have to destroy the hopes of somebody else. That is no different than think it of this situation, okay? You have a friend, right? That your friend likes an individual. You like that individual as well, but that individual likes you instead of liking your friend. So if you do want to be happy here, really happy here, you have to crush your friend's hopes. That is how it may play out. So that is the magnitude of the situation. Or you and a friend of yours kind of like are really wanting the same job, but the job is offered to you. So you have to crush the hope of your friends if you want to be successful in career. So that is the prime thing in your week. Other than that, the weak points that's within it, or rather like can I put it into words? Within this week, you will place your trust, your how can I put it into words? Yeah, your trust and as well you are going to rely on a people that worth your trust and your reliability, or your sense of reliability as well. And also you will be able to heal from past failures as well. It's very, how can I put, aside from this ruthlessness, it's a very spiritual week for you, because it mainly revolves around that, you know, regaining back the sense of trusting into people, and as well relying into people, and not thinking of everyone and negative stuff based on previous experiences before. And finally, you are going to be very resilient to criticism and to negative thoughts and statements as well. So if anyone tells you you worth nothing, you will double your worth just to prove them that they are wrong. Yeah, with financial stuff as well. Like, for example, you know, you may need money about something. Just saying, for example, you may need money about something and you know where to get these money from. For example, another person owes you money, but they are in a very tight financial situation. You shouldn't care about that, though. You need to get your money out of them, even if that puts them in a even tighter financial situation, so you can improve yourself. So yeah, you gotta be ruthless in this week. And finally, Eve, your card is the World with the Death card. Okay, so probably you will have the biggest of them all here, Eve. This week is going to be a week where things are going to turn around for you in a very, very big way. You can expect some conclusion to happen, conclusion either in relationship or either in career, that is going to set your life in a specific direction that is moving forward. What is going to be specific here about that situation, Evie, is that when this culmination happens, what is unnecessary and what is there to leach out of your life, like it sucks away, okay, is no longer going to be present. For example, if say a relationship you are in reach its conclusion and it's no longer there, it means that you no longer need you oh my god, you do not need it any longer. Okay, you don't need it any longer because it reached its final stage, and from there on moving forward it was only going to be a burden from you. But as it's no longer there, you do have a lot of room to fill it with stuff that can grow, stuff that can be beneficial for you. So you can expect a lot of changes to take place. The advice and the guidance of the cards, it is that whatever doesn't want to stick around with you into the upcoming week, let it go, because it's going to be replaced, because that's how the Death card works. It's going to be replaced with something better, more beautiful, and more efficient. Whether it's more efficient love, whether it's more efficient job or more efficient client, just that is how you should roll next week. Whatever wants to walk away, let it. It's their loss, or it's its loss, not yours. All right, so that concludes tonight's stream, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, and for your generosity as well. Before I wrap this thing around, just to remind you one more time that there are 2 sales that are going on right now. One regards to the video answer to one question, and it is active up until tomorrow evening, which is a Monday evening, 28th of March. And should you purchase this service up until tomorrow evening, which is Monday evening, 28th of March, you get to ask 2 questions in your email rather than just only one. And up until the end of this month, the monthly service is also available, which you can find in the description down below of this live stream. Purchasing it makes you is going to give you a monthly reading, personalized for you, not specialized, but personalized for you, which focuses on your career, on your finances, and as well on your love life. With that said, guys, thank you for being around. Thank you for sticking through the stream, and we're going to see each other very, very soon. Until then, Bye.